Hi, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to look at My Hero Academia, the card game. It's a 2 to 4 player game published by S7 Games. This is not the CCG with the same name. This is just the much lighter version. So we're going to go through and we're going to play as recruiters in the game. And we're going to try to recruit students to take out different challenges in the game. The person who gets the most points through challenges wins the game. Let's go ahead down to the table here. I'll give you a general overview of how the game plays, and then we'll come back and I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, so we're going to look at the My Hero Academia card game. So what you're going to do in the card game is you're going to give each person one of these turn cards. They're going to get 3 action cards and 3 face-up missions. After each player gets one of that, you're going to randomly give them a recruiter card and a recruiter marker that will match. Put some out here. And in turn order, players are going to pick which row they're going to put these guys on. Okay? On your turn, you're going to do a couple things. You're going to first draw an action card. Then you can take one of these cards and play them, and you'll do whatever they say on here. A lot of these cards here will have to do with moving these students around on this little grid of 4x5 that you set up in the game. Now, what you're trying to do through the game is you're trying to finish as many of these missions as possible. You're going to get 2 rounds to do that. In each round, you will have 4 rows of 5. In the second round, you'll set this back up. Once all these students are gone, the round ends and you do your second round. The player who has the most points at the end of the game wins, and you'll get the most points by completing these missions, and you'll get 1 point for each additional student that you have laying around at the end of the game. Now, some of the missions, when you complete them, going to have things that happen. They'll say them on the cards. And your teacher will all have a directive or an ability that will occur when a mission is completed. Some students also have ability, so that you'll have to read. Then you should read them before you pick them up, because some of them occur as soon as you get them. Like that one says when you acquire them. But those are things to keep in mind. What you're going to do after you draw a card, and you can potentially play an action card if you want. You don't have to. And you can never have more than 7 cards in your hand of action cards. You're going to pick up a student. Now, you can take your recruiter and move them if you want, and then pick up a student, or just leave them where they are and pick up a student. Now, what you're trying to do is you're going to look at the abilities that these players have and that affect it, but you're trying to get your total numbers of all the students that you want to use to meet or exceed the numbers on these mission cards. And there's 3 different parameters on each of the heroes. You see here, there's going to be strength, speed, and intelligence. So for this one, I need to have a combined total of 8 strength and 3 speed, and I don't need any intelligence on this one. When you defeat a mission on there, you're going to discard all the students that you use to defeat that mission. You'll do anything that it says on the card and flip it over. Do the trigger on your recruiter, in this case 13, and with 13, basically what you get to do when you complete a mission is you get to draw another action card and discard one, and everybody gets to do that with him. Now, and you don't have to, you can choose to let people do that or not. And then after you complete a mission, you get another one. You'll never have more than 3 missions, but each completed mission goes face down. You're going to try to complete more. And like I said, some things you're going to look out for are going to be some of the special abilities on the students. When you pick a student, I also did mention these go up. And another thing to mention in the game, there's a lot of action cards that discard these students either in the main array here or actually with opponents. So you have to keep that in mind. So there's going to be a good bit of attack cards in here. There is also a ton of cards that will like reposition, maybe to say him to the top or move students around in this array. So it gives you a better chance to get them, or make it harder for other players to get some of the students that will complete their missions. And that's basically it. You're just going to continue going, like I said, until all these students are taken. Then you're going to refill this grid and do the second round and continue again until it's empty, and then the game ends. And again, what you're going to do is you're going to take a look at these little numbers in the upper right hand corner of the missions you completed, and that's how many points you get, with a point for all the students that you didn't use. 1 point each. Person with the highest points wins. If there's a tie, the person with the most missions wins. Let's go ahead back up to the table here, and I'll give you my final thoughts on My Hero Academia, the card game. Okay, so this is an okay game. It's not great. I'm probably not going to play it again. It's very simple. I think 8 up is probably pretty high number. You probably could go a little lower with it. In essence, all you're really doing is just adding up numbers. And if the 3 columns of numbers match or higher, you take out a challenge. There's some cool interaction in the game with those cards where you can play them against other players and stuff. So there's a little bit of take that in the game. But in the end, the game just turns into just collect your stuff to finish your missions before the grid runs out. So it's a very light game. Fans of My Hero Academia, which I'm one of them, will love the art that's in here, and some of the card names and stuff is really cool, and effects. So if My Hero Academia fans are probably going to pick this up, and it's worthwhile just for that probably. But overall, if you're looking for depth in the game, there's not much there. It is fun, but I don't know how many times it's worth like playing. So it's not like a game where I go in and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to play another game. It's like, oh, that was fun, but I'm good. So that's my thoughts on My Hero Academia, the card game. Thank you for watching.